Hey guys, Age here. God damn it. So, this is months later, since the last Final Fantasy video. I have to do this intro again. And basically, I was like surfing the net, and then I just happened to click on something that sent me to like Final Fantasy XIV's latest update page, and it's like, oh, they announced the next expansion. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, they did? Oh man, that just came up on me, man. Like, I haven't kept up. I haven't expected an expansion at all, basically. And I found it, and I'm like, wait, they announced it? And so I went on YouTube and checked out the trailer, the new name. It's called Dawntrail, and it's basically a soft. From what I get from the feeling of this next expansion, it's a soft reboot of the game. Basically, this 8 to 10 year story arc ended this expansion, and then Endwalker, and then the next patches. I thought they were just going to do patches, like non-stop updating small story patches, stuff like that. But no. Apparently, from what I remember, what the story was after we saved the universe, there are still 14 dimensions, and the 14th dimension fell to darkness, or the void in this game, basically. And we've been helping the dragon find his sister, who traveled to the world of the 14 and was captured. And so we traveled to 14. We met someone named Zero, and she explained how her world worked, basically. I forget that detail, because I don't like the character. Her name's Zero. She's like such a cliche character, honestly. She's like, oh, I forgot all my memories, and basically that I just fight because that's what we were designed or meant to do, and stuff like that. I live in this world of darkness, and no one trusted each other. And then it became that, anime trope, is that you show the bad guy feelings and stuff like that. And the whole thing with her is that how the enemies of her world live on is that they kill and consume their prey or something like that. That's how they live on. They absorb their ether because they're dark beings or whatever. And so it's like, here, have an apple. Like, but this cannot. I get very little magic from it if I eat it, but you do get some. And there are people who are like, oh my god, she can eat. And then she's like, oh my god, I could survive on this. And they befriend her and stuff like that, and make her like a person. So anyways, we travel to realm dimension 14, which fell to darkness. We take Zero and the dragon, and then we fight a bunch of generals, right? And then we finally reach the bad guy. And I think that's where the video left off, is like, we're gonna face him. It's gonna be the final match and stuff like that. And so I tried to start it from there, this video. Explaining that, it's been a couple months, but let's continue the story. But apparently, it never got recorded. So this is just after beating the final boss, or the big king of the Dark Realm. Too long, didn't read. During the fight, he uses the dragon that he captured in the fight, and then we beat him still. And then the cutscene right after that is that he's like, ha 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 ha, I was just stalling. And then he takes the corpse of the dragon and throws it into the abyss in front of me. Remember, we're in a different dimension, right? But it's relatively the same. And this is a spot that's the same across all 14 dimensions. It's where the primal Zodiark was sealed, and we beat him in the main game. Well, the guy in 14 decides that he's going to use the power of the dragons to cross over dimensions or something like that. Create a being that could cross dimensions. So he throws this dragon corpse that has all this ether in it into this abyss, and then this big black being with red eyes gets summoned, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. And then we travel back to this to our dimension, and this is where we end up. So let's try to continue here in the story and see what happens. Oh, just FYI, I have been playing for like a day and a half. I'm just, trying to get back into the swing of things. Oh, throne. Wait, wasn't that the last quest name? Voice acting, please. Damn it! In light of this development, we escaped with our lives in this accomplishment unto itself. That we would have anticipated Azjahaz. Azjahaz is the dragon's sister that got sacrificed into the pit. Azjahaz's yearning to return home could be manipulated in this fashion. Alas, we must now contend with a newborn void scent. Hell's bent on breaching the rift. And one with such prodigious strength, Zero Manas is unlike. Wait, what the fuck? Her name is Zero, so she names it Zero Mus. It's unlikely anything I have ever seen. Dude, this character is called Zero. This is why I don't like her. She's so down in the dumps and plain. She has no personality, basically. It's like she's Zero, and so she names this big colossal monster Zero Mus. Fuck you. God damn it. So named for the ancient hero. What? As Galvan said, though none can say if there is even a sliver of truth to legends. Okay. He says that it's named after the hero Zeromus, right? So I'm thinking, why is she named Zero? I can't remember. Did she give herself that name? Which is like a small call to like the hero of their dimension. She's so old that she is Zeromus? Perhaps Golan chose it in the hopes that his champion will do that which no one could. What? Could in the Contra Memoria. It's these stupid names, man. The Contra Memoria. I still don't understand what that is. How she used it sometimes changes. Like Contra Memoria was the name of the knights that fell to darkness, or is the Contra Memoria a skill? Because she's like, because in the battle she's like, I can seal this monster with the Contra Memoria, and she tries to seal it in a crystal or something, and it backfired. So is it a person or is it a thing? But the true hero would not demand another world to save his own. And we're not about to let that happen, but regardless, regroup. I loathe the thought I am to admit it. We are in no state to face a void scent of Zeromus might. Which, not less of all, in body and mind both. For now, let us return to Razahan and take stock of the situation. Very well. May I trouble you to head to Beastway Barrows and appraise Uriange of the situation. The rest of us should tend to Vitra's wounds before returning to Razahan. Pray join us there on at noon. Oh boy. Oh yeah, and oh my god, dude. This like yesterday, I was using the controller I used to play games with, like, and it was a new controller. Like this is the first time that I actually put this new controller through its paces, and oh my god, everything works perfectly except the right trigger sticks. And in this game where, you know, you gotta hold our right trigger and then left trigger, right trigger, like, you know, to use your skills back and forth and thing, and then double click RT to get different skills and LLT to hit double. You gotta hit it twice quick, right? So it's like I'm holding RT down, and then I hold L2 down, and then suddenly I want to use these skills, right? And to do that, I have to hit right trigger twice, and I'm like waiting for the trigger to pop, go back to its neutral position. It's stuck down. I'm like, damn it, man, come on. $80, all right? It's an authentic, original Xbox controller, all right? I just use it on the PC, which is it's compatible. Oh god, man, and I'm like, I can't play this game. I can't play the Final Fantasy with this. Like I can use that controller for like other games that don't require the right trigger to be so essential for gameplay. And so like I had to like go into my box of, like, you know, backup and extra mouses and keyboards and stuff. And I found this old controller. It's Xbox One. It's one of the like really old Xboxes controllers. And I stopped using it because the port, it got damaged. It basically wear and tear. It's like you plug it in, plug it and pull it out, plug it in, pull it out, plug it in, and so the port got warped. And so it's like it got to the point where it's if I plug it in and try to play a game, it would disconnect if it just wiggles just even a tiny bit, right? I'm like, oh, this is the only other controller I have. And so I'm like, oh god, I have two like broken controllers. One that's supposed to be brand new, but it like I said, the right trigger is screwed up. And then my old controller, that the port is screwed up. So then I spent like half a day, you know, pushing USB Type-C connection into my controller, and then bending it down and bending it up, trying to get a signal on the controller, and at the same time trying to turn it on, and then at the same time trying to make it connect to my PC, and then trying to get my PC to actually recognize the controller. Because I realize now, I didn't know this, but if you ever buy an Xbox controller, you have to download the Xbox accessory app on the Microsoft Store. That fixed a lot of issues. A big issue I had with Xbox controllers is that they DC. Plugged in or on battery power, after like an hour or 45, it's so very random, but it would disconnect, and it would take like 10 seconds to reconnect. If you watch any of my other videos, like you'll sometimes come across like, oh man, my controller DC'd and stuff like that. I didn't know this, but yeah, get that app, make your computer recognize that an Xbox controller is plugged in, and then update your controller using the app. And it fixes so many issues. Like I said, I was using my previous controller, the one with the right trigger thing. It had, like I said, it had like it would disconnect every hour or so, or something like that. Playing the latest game I played was Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and yeah, it had troubles. And then I updated it, and I had no troubles except for the trigger. I'm like, God, why can't I just have a perfectly normal working controller? And then I got pissed off when I had to go search for this one. So I'm trying to wiggle this cord up and down and power it on and connect to my PC. And like I said, it took a day. It took a couple hours for me to actually get a signal into the PC and then power it on and get the computer to recognize the controller. and then I had my controller lift like facing straight down, so like the joysticks are facing the ground, and then I had the right of the controller leaning against my PC box, my case for my PC, slightly tilted upward. So it's like it's slanted on the thing, and then the cord, I had to plug it in and then wrap it around the controller tightly, and then tape it down, and then lean it against my PC face down. And then I'm like, oh my god, okay, it's on. The PC recognizes it. It's holding, and I'm like, okay, finally, I can update the controller. And then I'm like, I'm sitting down. My legs are cramping up, cross-legged for so long and stuff like that. And I'm like, don't move. And I'm slowly moving like the mouse to like the app. I'm like, click. And I'm like, update. I'm like, and then I stay there for like 10 minutes in pain because of my legs and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to move at all. Because a slight vibration might, disconnect the controller, and then I have to start the update all over again, which happened twice. I tried to get up from the floor, but it disconnected. I'm like, really? Vibration traveled that far across to the fucking PC. I'm like, god damn it. And then I tried it again, and I didn't move this time, but it's still DC'd. I'm like, okay, come on, please. And then I restarted the update again, and on the third time, it got to 100%. I'm like, yes, we're finally done. I updated this old controller. I put batteries in it, and then connected it by Bluetooth to my PC, and I'm like, oh god, I never want to go through that. And now I'm like, I always like to have a backup, right? A backup mouse, a backup keyboard, and a backup controller in case something happens, right? And I'm like, one controller, the right trick doesn't work, and this controller is really old. Like I'm really afraid. The joysticks are still stiff, but they might go at any minute, and then I start getting drift, right? So I'm like scared. I'm like, oh god. And then I'm like, contemplating. It's like, oh god, I don't really play that many games, like, one after another and stuff. Like, I wait for something else I am actually interested in, and then I start playing. Anyways, let's get back to this. So yeah, about Dawntrail. Like I said, it's like a soft reboot. That's the feeling I get from the expansion, because it's like the new job. If they finally introduce a job with 2 swords, I'm like, wow, yay! It doesn't excite me, but God, I'll try it when it comes out. But I'm not really interested in, like, I'm already using samurai. I'm already using a sword-based, job. And then the other one is like, I put it in the same class as Bard. It's called Picture Mage? Picture Mage? It's just basically, you're holding a brush, a painting brush, and a giant, what do you call that thing that has a bunch of like colors on it, and you use it to mix your colors before you paint, right? I forget what that thing's called. It's board with a bunch of colors on it. I'm like, that's such a stupid looking class, man. But everyone's so excited about it, and because it's so colorful and flashy, and you're painting pictures, and they attack the enemy or whatever. So I'm like, oh god. I put it in the same category as Bard. It is the most stupidest, ridiculous ideas. Like, bards, they have to be handled right. When I think about combat, like, you take a bard into combat, he won't be, like, the idea of playing music is so stupid to me. It's like, would you put down your dagger or whatever his main weapon is? Like I've seen bards where his main weapon was daggers, and he also uses, like, instruments, fights and stuff like that. Or, in this case, it's a bow and arrow, a two-handed weapon. You're holding your bow and your arrow, and you're fighting and stuff like that, and suddenly you put it down, or you sheath it and stuff, and then you pull out a recorder from your sack and you start playing music. I'm like, you can't be in combat. I understand there are music, yes, can be used in combat, but it's more of a really support unit. It stays in the back, it plays music, it buffs up your team, it inspires people, you know, like drums of war and stuff like that. It's just famous for the orcs, right? It was even in Lord of the Rings, right? I think it was like drummers were on top of the I can't remember. Was it the elephants and there was like big drums or something like that? Like being like, you can't use music actively in that. You could use sound in combat, like sonic blast and streaking and stuff like that, and war cry. Sounds, yes, you can use in combat, but music? Take the time to actually play a score or a song like that? That's stupid, man. That's why I don't like Bard. It's a waste of development time. I know Bard is like a staple of the Final Fantasy universe, but it's a stupid class. And I look at Pictionary mage thing, and I'm like, I've actually never seen a Pictionary mage in Final Fantasy universe, but I'm sure there is. It's just stupid looking to me. And everyone's going gaga over it because of how cute it looks and stuff like that. I'm like, ugh, so stupid. Wait, what? You above me? God damn it. Heavens forfeit, the Astra should have been used to birth a dead voice sent both of Zodiac and residual ether. Although we cannot have predicted this ominous outcome, there is one small mercy. The voice sent contains contaminant seal. As we employed the self-seam brands and once prison Zodiac in its creation, the seal should serve to hinder Euremus. Yet for how long? None can say, for our enemy's strength is unknown. It was better. With this, the barrier was erected in hate. With it? Can't you just say, with haste, the barrier needs to be erected? What is with your stupid... I hate your RJ's talking, man. Thou shan't join our comrades at dawn. Oh, God damn it. We're skipping Ariane. Screw it. Skipping this guy, man. Like, learn to talk, you asshole. Wait, what? Please be voiced.
Do you remember Ciriato and Farfarello? The cowardly pair of voidsent that dwelled in my domain? Ciriato devoured Farfarello, and in so doing he inherited an all-consuming fear of Barbariccia. For as you know, when a voidsent is devoured, it doesn't simply cease to be. Its soul persists within the devourer.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Ooh. They're using the... What was it called? Oh, Soul Sacrifice Delta. Soul Sacrifice has the exact same thing, where sorcerers would, like, basically kill each other, and the winner would absorb the loser's soul into their arm. But they don't die. Like, the soul continues to exist in the arm, and so you keep, like, and you gain their power and knowledge and everything like that from consuming their soul like that. This is like the same thing.
And when a voidsent dies, all the souls that harbored may break free to become individual entities once more. That is to say, by defeating Zeromus, we may yet save Azdaja.
But she wasn't a voidsent, she was a dragon.
And to make certain that we do, we must remind her of who she is. When the time comes, you must call to her. Call with all your being.
Thy words give me heart, Zero. Thou hast my gratitude.
Then it's settled. Our objective is to defeat Zeromus. While it is unsettling that a voidsent could be born of Zodiark's ether, its very nature may render it susceptible to the brands that once contained him. Did Urianger have aught to say? I see. If the seal may not hold for long, then haste is paramount.
Couldn't we just let it come to the source and strike it down here?
Doing so would consign Azdaja's soul to the ethereal sea. Any attempt to ensure her survival demands that we deal with Zeromus in the 13th.
I could barely go near it. Never mind land a blow. So thick was the shroud of darkness. How do you propose we fight such a foe?
Oh, I kept saying the 14th dimension, but it's the 13th. Sorry, here.
Simple. Against impenetrable darkness, we must wield resplendent light.
Well, actually, realistically, it should be the 14th. But I forgot. The original world is not 1. It's 0. So, where we are right now is Dimension 0, the original world. And then it starts with Dimension 1, Dimension 2, Dimension 3, Dimension 4, all the way up to 13. So realistically, there are 14 dimensions, but the way